Hey, how you doing? You're probably wondering what this whole thing is about, considering you saw high school in the title. Well, how about I let one of the high school students explain it to you? Well, see, man, high school ain't nice, man. You come into my world, my game, my fashion. Don't come around my block. Man, it's like the most scariest place in the whole dang world. But I'll be your friend, though. Oh, we filming? Y'all got a basketball court here? Yo, why your camera looking at me like that? You trying to shake? You trying to shake my... Stop this. I mean, yeah, you know, I got these brand new pair of J's, limited edition, you know? Oh, we talking about high school? Now, these are just some of the high school students that you see here on this shit. But let's go into depth with my boy Shamal. Tell him what high school is, kid. Guys, welcome to the page. I know you just saw a little skit right before this. That was all directed, produced, written, acted, all by me. Go ahead, cheer for your boys. But yes, guys, based on that skit, you already know exactly what we're talking about. We are talking about the levels of high school. Now, it's common sense what high school is. Even if you don't know, the skit will basically tell you what it is. But, you know, for YouTube regulations, that's what I'm here for, man. High school, probably the worst period of your life. I'm just joking. No, I'm not. High school is basically 4 years of your life where you go into this building and you learn on a higher level than middle school and elementary. You basically go through puberty here. You basically meet all these new good old friends until they turn fake and they do all this foolishness. That's where you see all the drama. That's where you see all the fights. High school is just a period of 4 years that most people would like to call jail. Now, the goal of high school when you come out of it is basically to mature. So most people you see come out of high school are usually 18, 19, around that age range. They're usually like grown people now paying bills and all that, because high school is supposed to teach you how to be an adult once you graduate in your senior year of class. You know, in recent years, that hasn't been the case. High school has just really failed niggas, man. Now you got 25-year-olds chilling in the lunchroom just eating the Scooby snacks. But we're not gonna get into that. Now, in high school, there are 3 categories that everyone is a part of. Out of these 3, you are part of one. It doesn't matter how old are you. It don't matter, you know, how young you are. It does not matter. You are part of this category, all right? Within these categories, there are subcategories. I'm not going to go into the subcategories just right now. I'm only gonna explain the categories that appear on the screen. Cool. The first category are for those who are about to enter high school. These are the kids that are in 7th or 8th grade or younger. You could be 6th, 5th, anything below 9th grade. So 8th grade and below, you're about to enter high school. You haven't experienced it yet. You're coming close to it as the years progress. Just to let you know, man, enjoy those years. I'm so serious. Those are the funnest years of your life. The second category are for those who are currently in high school. This is for freshmen and seniors, or as you know, those who don't know what those are. These are 9th to 12th graders. These are the kids who are right now experiencing jail for 4 years and they're currently dying. Just donate 50 cents a day, man. You can help these kids get a good, nice lunch meal. Because you know them Lunchables and them schoolies, it's just not good for you. And then you got your third category, which these are the people that have already graduated high school or are like been past high school. These are for people that they go back to their 25-year reunion and they see that girl who thought was mad sexy and she came mad fat, no husband, she got mad cats in her. All that stuff. In my opinion, I feel like the third people are the worst. Reason being, I know you expected me to say that the people that's currently in high school are the worst because they're actually going through what I'm about to talk about in this video. But for the people that have already experienced it, they not only have to look at all the jocks and all the smart people and all the other types of high schoolers, they gotta look at them weird because now we're grown people, we don't know what to do. High school never really teaches you how to be an adult. So most times you get into the world and bills are thrown at you. Life and pregnancies, and you all of a sudden get sick, you start smoking, you know, whatever the case may be. But life really hits you the moment you graduate out of high school. So for those out of high school, I respect you. Now, there's a big difference between being in high school and being in the outside world. Hence why I said the people who graduated high school have it the hardest. High school normally teaches you the basic academics, how to add, how to read, how to write, how to take tests that you know damn well you're not gonna pass because I don't need this shit in my life. But yes, high school teaches you how to do simple things, but it almost never teaches you how to really function in this world we call life. For example, high High school will teach you a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is also known as the Pythagorean theorem. But in the real world, you never learn about taxes. Hence why most people go to tax places to make them do the taxes for them. Because you can't do it yourself. There's so many bunch of numbers and all that. High school ain't gonna teach you that. College don't even teach you that. Unless you major in accounting. Another example, high school will teach you the variables x and y. But in the real world, you learn that x's are a waste of time, and I don't know why I have to deal with these niggas. Now, like I said before, we was gonna go into the subcategories of each of those categories that I just mentioned earlier. So without further ado, let's just go into the sub. These subs, right, when I said 7th and 8th graders, these are usually the kids, you're living life, you're enjoying it, but reason why we don't put you in the currently category is pretty self-explanatory. You're just not in high school yet. You haven't learned the fundamentals of really going through the world. Right now, you think the world is drawing with crayons and eating a nice schoolie. But that's not the world. I wish it was, but it's not. Now for those 9th to 12th graders, you're eating that schoolie right now as we speak. No, you're not. You actually went to the corner store, got that bacon, egg, and cheese, right? With that Arizona. I was a camera high five because I can't physically see you, but just put it there. Now in your world, you're seeing security guards breaking up fights every day, teachers getting on your fucking nerves, because that's just the way high school works. In your world, things are not all pretty. You think all those friends those 102 friends that you got on Facebook are all loyal to you until you found out that they slept with your mans. That's just the way it works. In your world, you think schoolies are amazing. They're really not though. And yes, for those people who graduated who are 18 and over, these are the people in your world. You're realizing that high school wasn't You see the world as bills. You see the world as relationships are hard to do. You're no longer doing the movie and dinner thing, because that's so high school. You're doing that basic. You only got $20. Your mom gave you $20. That's all you have for a date. But in the real world, in the 18 and over graduation period, your world is bills. Your world is actually living life, learning how to drive, paying taxes, or, you know, getting a job. Now, of course, after we explain all these subcategories, it's only fair that we explain each type of student that is in high school and how they would fit in today's world. Now, normally in classes, you have about 30 students. So out of those 30 students, there's 30 types. So without further ado, let's play this little game I like to call 30 types of students, high school edition. The first type of student we have are the jocks. Usually the jocks are the cool kids. They got the muscles. They're usually the athletes, guys or girls that, you know, they feel so confident, and they're usually the bullies. I'm not saying all jocks are bullies, but most of them are bullies. The second type of student that we have are the nerds. Now, I don't really like calling them nerds, because I feel like nerds are associated with like a negative type of thing. Nerds are usually either gamers. They're the type that are usually very smart. They always get in the 90s and 80s. Then you got the playboys. The playboys are usually the conceited ones. Now some of them are actually pretty cool. For example, you might have that guy who always gets fly. He always got the freshest Jordans, Supreme, but they're actually pretty cool people. You can talk to them. They're actually chill. You can hang out with them. They're pretty nice. They're pretty dope. Then you got the girl on Snap all day. I'm not really gonna go into that one. You know, it's basic math. Like, she just be taking selfies all day. She's usually kind of like the jocks. They don't end up anywhere. Then you got the quiet guy and girl. Pretty self-explanatory. They're usually quiet. They end up really being really smart. Then you got the kid that never comes. This is the kid that always just never shows up to class for tests, quizzes, you know, regular days. Don't even show up for graduation. Then you got the cheaters. These are the people that usually look over nerds, you know, notes and test answers and all that. These are the people that they did not pay attention in class because, one, they didn't want to, or two, they just couldn't focus or pay attention. So when test comes, they, you know, usually try to steal people's answers. It's funny how, you know, most times the cheaters are always the ones that get the good grades, and the people who came up with the answers themselves usually get bad grades. I don't understand how it happens, but... Then you got the annoying couple. This is the couple I was always kissing in the hallway, I was kissing in class. They always got to sit next to each other. They always giggle and do all that annoying crap that all annoying couples do. You know what I'm talking about. They irk your nerves. Where they end up in life, they usually break up right after high school. Then you got the gray area kids. These are the kids that pretty much are normal. Now, when I say normal, I don't mean that every other category is abnormal. I'm just saying these are the kids that usually you can't really tell, you know, what they are. They don't have any special abilities. They don't have anything that puts them out of place with another group. They're just those, you don't know what they do. They literally just come to class, do their work, pretty chill, go home, come back to school, do the next day, all that stuff. Then you got the anxious kid. Usually this is the kid that is always afraid, always twitching, you know, he's shaking a lot, scared to present most of the times, even though every other kid is as well. But this is the one that he really is really scared and frightened by everything, right? Then you got the sick kid. We all know who this kid is. This is the kid that's always sneezing, always coughing, always got some type of disease where he has to stay home for, or he comes to class and you just don't want to be around him, pretty much. Then you got the DJAF. If you know what that stands for, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what that stands for, you're not in high school, so don't worry about it. But this is the kid that really don't care about anything. He just, teacher tells him to do something, he's not gonna do it. A student gives him advice, not gonna do it. He doesn't care about anything but himself or about the world. Then you got the fire girl. This is the girl that every single guy wants to be with, every guy wants. This is the girl that she kind of is like number 4, which is the girl that's on Snap all day. Sometimes not though. She's usually the girl. Maybe she gets fly, maybe she doesn't. But her personality and her looks, regardless, on their own, is sexy as hell. Then you got the end of semester worker. This is the kid that doesn't do absolutely no work in life until the end of the semester comes. This is when he starts busting out all the work. He asks the teacher, can he make up like 10 papers in one day, and magically gets it done. Don't know how. Just put that effort that you did just now into the whole semester and you'll be fine. Then you get the how you get that grade kid. This is the kid that nobody expects to pass because he always is failing and all that, and then just randomly takes a test and gets like a 95 when everybody else failed it. Hence the term, how you get that grade. Then you got the most common kids in the world, which is the loud and obnoxious. These are the kids that have no home training. They come to school thinking they the biz naive. They just gotta scream and shout all the time, like when the teacher is talking and everything. Shut up, yo. Then you got the eater. This is the person that always brings food to the table. Every single class, this man has a bacon, egg, and cheese, or he got a home-cooked meal, a 5-star hotel meal. We don't know where he gets it from. We don't know how much money this man makes, but he always has food, and it's always smelling up the class. Which brings me to my next kid. This is the, let me get a piece. This is the kid that usually sees the eater, and he wants a piece of whatever you got, man. This is the kid that either he has money, but he just don't want to spend it on himself, or he doesn't have money, and he sees your food, and he really wants a piece because either one, he's hungry or too selfish. Then you got the, yo, you got $1 kid. This is the kid that's always asking for money. We don't know his situation completely. Sometimes it could be, you know, his family doesn't have the cash to give him, you know, to buy meals every week, or he just simply, you know, can't afford it. But most times he comes up to you every single morning knowing damn well you ain't got no money and still asking you for $1 like you supposed to give it to him. Then you got the always got the gum kid. This is the kid that every single day you see him chewing gum. You don't know where he gets his pack of gum from, considering in this economy gum costs like $2 now, but he always got a fresh pack of gum. He usually always gets asked by like the rest of the kids in the class because, you know, people don't know that gum is expensive and they just want to take a piece every single goddamn day. Then you got the always want to fight kid. This is the kid that every single situation he wants to fight somebody. Like, it's not that deep. Like, then you got the smelly kid. This is the kid that always thinks. Sorry to say, but man, smelly kids. If you don't know you're the smelly kid, watch everybody in the classroom. If they don't sit next to you or they do this, you stink. Then you got the kid that's always laughing and he's always funny, but he is ugly. This is the kid that always makes jokes and it always makes you laugh, always makes your day. For girls, you would never go out with this guy because he's ugly. Then you got the attention seeker. Not really gonna explain too much of this one because, you know, it's obvious what this is. He seeks attention, so he does whatever he can to get your attention, and most times it's very annoying. Then you got the kid that never can cut ass. He always trying to make a joke. It's just terrible. You try to tell him, yo, come up with better jokes, and it just doesn't work out. Then you got the pretty nerd. Now this is like now this is different from number 13, which was the fine girl. Reason why is because she's pretty, but she's a nerd. Once again, I don't like using the word nerd, so I'm gonna use smart people. This is the pretty smart girl. This is the girl that guys still kind of want, but they don't want as much as the fire girl because the fire girl usually got more booty or more breast, or her face is a little bit more prettier. But the pretty nerd or pretty smart people are usually, they still look good. You still try to be with them, but they're just a little bit better coming out of high school. Then you got the obnoxiously tall kid. This is the kid that's like 7'13". This kid got like size 15 shoes. The kid is mad big and tall. Usually girls want him because he's mad tall, but even if girls don't want him, he usually goes play ball because layups are too easy for him. Then you got the future rapper slash singer. This is the person that usually wants to do music with their life. Come in high school or after high school. Maybe about 2% can actually sing or rap, but majority of them want to do a mixtape. Then you got the kid that always cuss ass. Now this is the kid that majority of the time makes you laugh as well, but the reason why he's different from the ugly but funny, one, probably he's not ugly, or two, if you call him ugly, he's cutting your ass, man. That's really it, dog. Man, then you got the last kid, which is the number 30. This is the athlete. This is the kid that plays ball, football, soccer, whatever the case may be. He's so athletic that this kid is mad flexible, mad muscular, mad in shape, and he makes you jealous because you kind of want to be him. Now guys, comment down below, or you can, you know, write this in any post that I do from Instagram, Snap, or Twitter. Comment which kid you are or which kid you think your friend is. Tag them, all that stuff. Now guys, as you know, I post on my Instagram every week about what next rant you want me to do. So if you want to vote for the next rant or whatever rant you want me to do, you can comment down below or follow me on social media. It's all on the screen right here. Follow me, vote for your next rant, so that maybe next week you not only get a shout out on the page, but you also get to hear what rant you picked. So vote. And last but not least, I know I did say I was gonna give a random shout out. Random shout out goes to _Venus, 2 underscores at the end. Thank you for voting, I appreciate it. Make sure to vote next week so you can get your random shout out. But until then, I'm going out this bitch. If you love this video specifically, leave a thumbs up on this video. If you love me altogether and you love all my content, press subscribe down below. Wanna watch my old rants? You click here. Wanna watch my old vlogs? You click right down there. But until then, I'll see you on the next video. I'm out.